What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one we're going to be continuing the Let's Build the tutorial for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Lobby. What am I saying? This is part 7, and in this one we're going to be doing these staircases along with kind of getting the walls around them at least started. We do these under areas here with the plants and stuff, but yeah, we don't particularly get much of this back area done, just kind of marking it out. Anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so to begin this part, we're going to start with the staircase at the back here. That felt weird. Oh, wait, is it doing the... Yeah, it is doing the thing. That's fine, whatever. So you want to start off by getting out. Light gray concrete. Quartz pillars. Polished black stone stairs. Light blue concrete. Glass panes. White concrete. Black concrete. Here's a new one. Chiseled quartz blocks. And... what do we go? Purple wool? Yeah, I guess we'll go purple wool. This is kind of a weird setup. Now, the staircase is symmetrical, if that is helpful in any way. Oh, we need purple stairs. Get rid of the purple wool and get up purple stairs. I apologize. I have that happen sometimes where I just, like, completely overlook the most important thing. Anyway, I'm going to try to ignore this doing this. Essentially, whenever I press shift, if I just tap it, it, like, does not stop. Anyway... at the left and right both, you want to go in from what is probably, I think it's a magenta. No, it's actually a black on this side. But either way, behind the row of cyan terracotta, you will go in with 2 sideways quartz pillars. So when you are starting the staircase here, you want to do what I did not do here. And you want to leave a singular gap of cyan terracotta here. You can just throw away like your light gray or something when you do this for a second. But instead of just placing 2 quartz pillars directly off the black, you'll place a cyan terracotta and then 2 quartz pillars. You don't want to do that on the left. The left it is straight up against, but on the right there is a little bit of a gap here. From there, you will place a light blue concrete and extend that light blue concrete up by 1. Again, you are doing this on both sides. It's easier to do them both at the same time like this, rather than not. You don't want to go in from that light blue concrete on the side with 2 purple stairs that face forward, specifically the top light blue concrete, by the way. And then another light blue concrete. You will then extend that light blue concrete back by 1. And then extend that back one in with 2 purple stairs. From there, you will place a light blue concrete inside. And then extend that light blue concrete down by 1. You'll then go in from that bottom light blue concrete with 2 sideways quartz pillars again. So you should end up with this setup. It looks weird. It'll make more sense as we move along, trust me. At least in theory, that is how that should work. So you want to take the quartz pillars on either side here, specifically the inner ones. And you want to take the innermost blocks of those inner quartz pillars, which should be this one on the left and then this one on the right. It's just the 2 closest. You will go behind it and place a light gray concrete. Then go up 1. Back 1. Up 1. And then you'll go up diagonally out by 1, which will just be away from each other, basically, like this. Then up 1. Back 1. Up 1. And then here's a fun part. You're going to place, behind that 2 sideways quartz pillars, it'll face towards the center. So I'm going to just, like, place 2, like, blue there, and then I'll have quartz pillars off of them as placeholders, and then just place them sideways like that. So you should have this. From that, the consistency kind of goes out the window. I actually don't know why I have it like this, but we're going to just do it anyway. From this back quartz pillar, you'll go up diagonally back with a light gray concrete. And then you'll go up diagonally back and in with a light gray concrete. So you'll end up being there. You can see where that is placed. And then I guess you can go back 1 because you can't actually see this block. And then you'll go up 1 because you can see that one. And then... again, I would go just back diagonally out with it. Sorry, back diagonally in with a light gray, not out. From that one. and then you'll just go up one, and then back one, and that should end whatever we just made right there. You should have this shape, essentially. It looks a little bit strange, but I would say it'll make more sense later, but then I would just be lying. We can kind of start to build from the top here and just get the staircase particularly situated a little bit better. So what you can do from this back light gray concrete is, again, you'll place a sideways quartz pillar behind it facing left to right. You will then extend either of those out with 2 quartz pillars. And then from this point, it's kind of the easy part here. You're going to be taking the top light gray concrete on each row and just extending it out with a polished black stone stair. Essentially, it's just all of these outer ones like here, and then at the top it's here, 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 and here. This back one you don't want one behind, because, well, that would just create a really weird crevice. But yeah, we'll focus on that a little bit later. So you should end up with this regardless. If you didn't already on the previous step, you can actually take these 2 quartz pillars in the middle and you can just extend them out with 2 quartz pillars to either side, which would be away from each other again, just so we're on the same pitch. Now, we're going to do the next light blue concrete on either side, and this follows a fairly similar pattern as the thing we just made. So, starting off from this bottom, or this top one, I guess you should say, you'll go back with a light blue, up one, back one, and then essentially you'll just kind of go up diagonally out by one like this, and then you'll go back one, up one, and then back with a light gray concrete. And that should connect you into your quartz pillars if you've done everything correctly. From this point, it's fairly easier. You'll just take the top polished black stone stairs and place a light blue concrete directly outside of each one. And then that back light blue concrete, you can actually place a light gray concrete behind, and you should end up with this for your staircase so far. This next step isn't quite as easy as you would hope, however, because, well, it kind of is. It is on the bottom, but it's not on the top. So if you take the bottom set of light blue concrete, you'll just place 2 purple stairs going out from each top one again. The top set is not quite this easy, so we are going to have to just go with whatever, I guess. Now, I know we didn't use it yet, but actually, yeah, get rid of your glass panes for a bit and get our purple blocks, because these will be helpful on this next particular step, and kind of important. So, from the light blue concrete here, or from each of them actually, you will just place a single purple stair to the side of it, these upper ones here. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night as well. I am for the most part. There you go. And so, you want to take the bottom one specifically on either side, and you want to bring it back with a purple block. You'll then take that purple block and extend it out with a purple stair. From this point, you'll actually take this purple block and bring it up diagonally back with 2 purple stairs. Now, you will end up with these little gaps here, these kind of like quarter of a block gaps to the, I guess, inside of the stairs. You can just fill them in with purple blocks, since we'll have to do that anyway. It's pretty much just behind the 2 stairs. They'll end up kind of next to these, I guess. But you should end up with this, if I'm correct. Yes, I am. And then the only other thing is you'll end up with a top block here, which is this purple block, just up diagonally back from that. You'll place a single purple stair with no extra purple blocks. Little weird, but that's your staircase. It is definitely janky. I'm not going to deny that at all, because it totally is. But yeah, I am going to show you that. Next up, let's head to the next row of light blue, which is, I guess, the middle row on either side. You'll take the back light blue and you'll extend it up by 1. Then back 1. Then up diagonally out by 1. Then back 1. Up 1. Back 1. And up 1. And you'll end up 1 higher than the purple stairs there, which is cool. You can then start from the back set of stairs, and you will start specifically, well, I guess The best way to say this is the leftmost four, or I guess the outermost four stairs, on the left side it is the left here, you'll just place a single light blue concrete outside of each one. It's essentially this kind of diagonal pattern right here that you'll see. You'll have 1, and then 2, and then 1. From that top light blue, you can actually bring another one up diagonally back by 1. This row particularly goes higher. You'll see why later. There is an actual reason for it. Kind of. I guess it's not a solid reason, but you'll see why it's different, I guess. So, from this point, it's a fairly similar thing. You'll take the outermost light blue concrete on the bottom here, the topmost light blue concrete on the bottom of each row, and just extend it out with 2 per stairs. We are going to start getting very close to our walls here, which is fine. We pretty much use, like, the entire space, which is kind of good, kind of not, I guess. Make sure you don't do the top one like I just did on accident there, because that does go higher, as I mentioned. And then anyway, from that point, if you take the top per stairs, or the top light blue concrete, you're doing the exact same thing as you did before, which is just this first diagonal, you'll place a per stair outside of each, again, except for the top, because that one is extra. And then from the bottom one, you'll place a per block behind this stair, with a per stair outside of that block. Every single stair should face forward, by the way. And then from this per block here, you'll bring it up diagonally back by 2 with per stairs, making sure you fill in the little gaps to the inside, which would really just be placing a per block behind either of these stairs. And then from this per block you just placed behind the top stair, you'll place another per stair up diagonally back by 1. Starting to get somewhere, at least. And then you'll do the same thing, where you will just place a light blue concrete directly outside of each per stair, actually. We'll just do every single one, bottom and top this time, because we'll just kind of do what we need to with the bottom in a second. Make sure you don't do this one as well, the one that kind of sticks out at the, I guess, top section, because that one will get you for sure. You should end up with this. A lot of diagonals. I don't know why they decided to make their stairs circular, but, you know, they did, so. Anyway, the next step is, I would advise just taking the bottom light blue concrete sections here on the side, or I guess light blue concrete rows, and just bringing each light blue concrete down by 1. This is more so helpful for the next step, but you don't necessarily need to do it yet. You will need to, but I guess it's not insanely important. Well, I guess why it is important, though, is because I missed one. You will end up off of the light blue concrete here, this kind of bottom one, placing a polished black stone stair outside of, at least on the bottom row here. These, like, bottom 3. And yeah. You will want one more, however, a 4th one. And how you end up getting this is the outermost top light blue concrete will just place a light gray concrete behind, which will have a polished black stone stair outside of it. You will notice that kind of trend with the light grays being like that. I'm not really sure why, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. You can place a light gray concrete just outside of each polished black stone stair from that point, though, as well on the bottom here. And then we'll work on the, or focus, I guess, on the other side. Although I might want to I guess inform you about these little gaps you have on either side, because you will end up with some weird ones. So, on the left side, I just bring this light gray concrete down by 1, and then the floor will end up being cyan terracotta later, which we'll worry about once we want to do the middle here. At the other side, I end up having this to where from this, like, frontmost light gray concrete, that's a block off the ground, there will be another light gray concrete down diagonally back by 1, and then you can just bring the bottommost light gray back by 1, and that'll be filled in as well with cyan terracotta later. Directing your attention back to the top here, you can place behind this light gray concrete row with the polished black stone stair in the middle, just a singular row of sideways pillar quartz pillar behind it. This is only 1 rather than 2, I'm not really sure why, but that is how it is, so. Oh, it's because these connect and this side doesn't, that makes more sense. So, about that whole connecting thing, we're gonna kind of start actually mentioning the floor on these sides, because it is kind of just a gap other than the pillar core, or the quartz pillar, my bad. Behind these little rows of 3, you want a checkerboard pattern that ends up being a 3 by 3. You can do this however you want, but what I'm going to do is take either side of quartz pillar and bring it back with a black concrete, white concrete, and then black concrete. And the middlemost block will be a black, and then just white on the side. So basically, each corner and the center is a black for me, and then each, I guess, middle edge block is a white. You don't have to do it exactly like that. You could have it inverted, but it has to be essentially like that pattern. And then behind that, you'll place another row of sideways quartz pillars. This will connect to the light blue concrete diagonally on the most inner block, if that is important for just measuring. And then from this point, you'll take each light blue concrete to the top here and extend it out with a polished black stone stair, and then extend each polished black stone stair out with a light gray concrete. And that's pretty much your staircase. There are a few more things. Obviously, you are noticing the gaping void in the center, which we'll fill in a second here, but I do want to focus on a couple small things first. So, at the top, there's two things I believe we need to do. Yeah, there's two. So, from the... it's the two diagonals of light gray concrete that are on the same line. For me, it's the x-axis. You see, if I walk along here, if I like walk over top of the two, my x is what is changing, so that would be where they are. The top one you will extend... actually, I guess the top two light gray concrete will extend each of them just back by one. And it'll be a little bit more important later, but just, yeah. And then the light blue concrete just inside of that, I guess backmost light gray concrete, you'll also bring back with a light gray. And then you want the same quartz pillar row behind that, the little row of three that is just really just a sideways row of three. I don't know what else you want from me. So you should end up with this. To fill in the like lower level here, I guess, if you will, the little middle level, you're just going to do a black and white concrete checkerboard pattern, essentially extending in, and it's going to kind of box you in here as you're doing this. So just don't fill further out, and don't overthink it, I guess, is the other part. And it should be fairly self-explanatory, and it'll kind of just guide you to what you want it to do, or look like, or something along the lines of that. I don't really know. Boop. There we go. And that is looking, I would say, a lot better. Now for the fun part. Not really. There's nothing particularly different about this. I just feel like it's fun. Let's start with the chiseled quartz, actually, because this will be probably a little bit easier to start with rather than anything else. Although it still will be weird. You want to, just so we kind of have this for later, you want to take the quartz pillar along with the checkerboard pattern in the middle, just this row of 5, and extend it out with, I'm going to say like 9 rows of chiseled quartz. We'll get this more situated later, and yeah, 9 does actually line up a little bit better than I would like there. But yeah, it's not going to be probably specifically 9, and we still have to extend it out more. But just to kind of get some sort of a area here. And to actually use the block, because we didn't. Now you should be able to clear your inventory and get out polished blackstone, glass panes, magenta concrete. Oh god, do we want to do that? Yeah, I mean, I might as well, whatever. Blue concrete, white concrete, lime concrete, red concrete, light gray concrete, and pink concrete. We'll start with that side because, well, before we actually do that, we'll finish the staircase part that we need to. So, I'm just going to start by saying, on top of each top light gray concrete, you want to place a glass pane. A glass pane. There's one exception to this, though. And it's at the very, like, top on the outside here, this guy, you aren't placing it on top of. It's essentially the extra one we placed just before the top on the outer edge. There are a couple more we'll have to add as well, but just to kind of get started, we can have this much done. This does include the singular ones as well, above the, or I guess at the top of the light blue staircase. So that's really all of them on the bottom, actually. On the top, or I guess on all of the light gray concrete staircases on the outer edge, You'll place an additional glass pane just on top of that, I guess, outermost quartz pillar. It'll be just in front of a light gray concrete on all, I guess, 8, because there's, no. No, yeah, it is 8, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, yeah, I can count. And, you should end up with this, except I'm in or Freddy's in my way. On the specifically tippy top, you want to take the light blue concretes that are in front of a light gray concrete and also place a glass pane on those. There should be 4, if I'm correct, which I appear to be. And yeah. The other thing is at the very top, just behind these top polished black stone stairs, you can place a polished black stone block in this singular little gap. Now we can start getting the, like, walls on this kind of, I guess, the sides here done. And this will be helpful for a couple of reasons, but yeah, we'll start with the right side because this is the side with the weird thing going on. You will take the first row of magenta that is above the chiseled core. So it'll be this one right here specifically that you want to look at. And you will just bring it over with a magenta, blue concrete, white concrete, blue concrete, lime concrete, 2 blue concrete, a red concrete, and we'll stop there. That does end up going further, but we'll just worry about finishing it once we do the room that it's actually in. This is, I think, it's above the, like, lockers or whatever in here, the shelving, I guess. The next row, you can just bring this magenta up by, I guess, 3? Yeah, but we only need to do 2 more rows of this, so it's not a huge deal. But you'll still keep going the same way, right to left, I guess, from this angle. Place a white, 2 blue, 2 lime, blue, red. And then the final row, right to left, you'll do pink, blue, lime, blue, lime, blue, light gray. From the end row, you'll kind of go, I guess, toward you diagonally out with a row of magenta that is just the same height. You will then bring it towards you with 4 rows. And you can switch around back to the front so you're looking towards the open side again. And from this angle, you will go back diagonally left by 5 with magenta. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you want the 3 rows still. You'll then go back diagonally left from that with a row of red concrete that is also 3 tall. Extend only the bottom 2 red to the left by 4. And you should kind of be able to bring the light gray concrete on the staircase just down a little bit to fill in the side here so you can't see under. I feel like we should just clear our inventory at this point. Yeah, we're still going to need a couple of these blocks, but just clear for now and get out. Magenta concrete, red concrete, light gray concrete, purple wool, glass panes, chiseled quartz blocks, and we'll go cobblestone, flower pots, and a bamboo. You also will need oak leaves for this segment, and maybe one other thing. I'm trying to think, yeah. You can start by filling in this side with chisel quartz blocks, so in line with the other chisel quartz blocks that you have, just like so. This should be a fairly easy part, in theory. Just like so. That looks trippy, actually. I've never seen chiseled quartz like that. That's weird. So from this point, we'll be adding a couple plants. You will take the front left chiseled quartz block here and count back diagonally right by 1 and break this one and replace it with a cobblestone. From the staircase here, or I guess, these are escalators, the polished blackstone ones. You'll take the, I guess, furthest forward light gray concrete that also sticks out the most, and you will count right by 2 from it and break this chiseled quartz and replace it with a cobblestone. Then break 1 forward diagonally right by 1 and also make that a cobblestone. Place a flower pot on each cobblestone with a bamboo in it. The plant. Doesn't really matter which way the leaf faces, I don't believe, but I have them facing back. There will be oak leaves on these later, but we're not going to worry about that quite yet. What we can worry about is the red concrete at the back here. So you want to, weirdly enough, this is very strange. On top of the red concrete that is lower, this row of 4 purple, or I guess 4, like, gap, you'll place 2 rows of purple wool moving up. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. The red concrete on the right here, you can extend up by... You can set it up by 18 with red concrete. We won't really use this as a height, but it is just good to have it the right height anyway, so we can kind of just use it later. Where do we want to go from here? In where the purple wool and light gray concrete meet, you will place another red concrete and extend it up to the same height. It won't be 18 up because you start higher, but just kind of bring it up to the same height like that. We will end up destroying this top row of purple later, by the way. I am realizing that it's not actually supposed to be there. It's a row of iron instead, but we don't have the proper materials, so we'll just wait. Let's focus on getting the other side kind of marked up. So, if we again look towards the actual front here, you want to be... This is the angle you have, essentially. Pretend like you're walking down the escalator here, and you just take a sharp right onto the chiseled quartz area. You will take this magenta at... I guess on the level above the chiseled quartz, and you'll bring it from this angle back diagonally right by 1. You will then bring it right by 2. Back diagonally right 1. Right by 2. Then back diagonally right by 2. And then I am stuck. Hold on, give me a second here. Okay. And then from that point, you will bring it towards you, or I guess it's backwards, yeah, with 4 magenta. I always reverse it when I reverse myself. I don't know why. And then you can, again, revert your angle back to the regular way and just go back diagonally right with 4 magenta. This side is a little bit shorter, but at least I got the other side right. And then you'll go back diagonally right with a red, which you can extend right by 4. Again, extend every red up by 1. And then extend the furthest left red up by what should be 19 this time. Whatever makes it the same height as the other ones, which 19 does appear to be correct, yeah. Again, if you get it wrong, it's not a huge deal because it'll get fixed later anyway. But then the other 4 red concrete can be brought up with 2 purple wool. Place a red concrete between the purple wool and light gray concrete, which you'll also bring up to the same height. Looking back down here, you'll just fill in this left side in with chiseled quartz for the remainder of the little floor, making sure you also bring down the light gray concrete where you can, so it just fills in that side there. Because I forgot to mention that earlier. Now, focusing on the magenta, this part is a little bit strange, so you're going to have to bear with me. You want to start by just copying the row of magenta one more time. And we will continue to take the angle from the actual front here, because I find this easier. You will start from the next, I guess, magenta on this row that sticks out here on the right side, and you will just start by bringing this left with 3 magenta. You'll then go back diagonally left 1, left 2, then back diagonally left by 2, and then just follow the rest of the row with the diagonals. Extend that row of magenta for now up with an additional row of magenta. Once we add this, like the doorway on this side, this will end up getting changed because a couple of these will get destroyed. But either way, that's kind of that area done. Before I actually say we can move on, though, we do want to get the potted plants in place. These ones are a little bit... okay, there goes my controller. I caught it, though. These ones are a little bit, I guess, more... regularly or normally placed. You'll take the front right chiseled quartz block, which will be the one directly left of a light gray is the one I am determining as the front right at least. From it, you will just count left by 1 and break this one and replace it with the cobblestone. Then go back diagonally left by 1 and do the same. Then you will count back 1 and then left by 4. Do the same. Then count back by 3. Do the same. Then count right by 4 and back by 1 and do the same thing with the cobblestone. Also, from that end one, you can actually count back 2 and right 1 and place another one. Almost symmetrical. Anyway, place a flower pot on top of each cobblestone with a bamboo in it. And then I feel like we can clear it. Nah, because we still need the glass panes. We'll just get rid of the bamboo and the flower pots for now and get out. Well, actually, I don't think we need them again. But you want to get out. Oak leaves. I'm sure flower pots are used again, though. Polished deep slate stairs, and I guess that's it, isn't it? That's all we can do. On both sides, you want to do this. The bottom row of red at the back here, you'll just place a row of polished deep slate stairs in front of that faces forward. I don't know how long I'm at right now. Because I took a cut and I didn't pay attention to the time, so I'm like... I don't know. I'm assuming I'm at 30 or something. I really have no idea. Place an oak leaf on top of each flower pot. You may have to... Yeah, you will have to... can I have you? Nope. Okay, I guess I can't have you. Oh no, it's just putting it in my inventory. You will have to crouch place this, so essentially if you're literally even just on the ground, you can crouch and place, 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 and then the other side. Not too bad. Fairly simple. I feel like I would be missing one. Isn't there be another one, like, deeper on this side? No, I guess not. Weird. Whatever. Anywho. This particular row gets weird, so we're actually going to start it from the top row. We're starting on the right side here. You want to take this glass pane, this lone soldier on top of this first light gray concrete on the upper section. You will extend it right with a glass pane, then forward by 2, and then just connect it all the way right. And each of those glass panes can be brought down to the ground like so. From the front, like magenta here, you're just placing 2 glass panes behind that are, again, too tall. The opposite side is a little bit different, but it is still similar. So, if you head to the left side and you take the same glass pane, this one at, I guess, eye level, you'll extend it left by 1. Extend this left glass pane both forward and backward by 1. And then the front one can be brought all the way left until you hit the plant here, this flower pot or oak leaf, and then extend those glass panes down a row. From the front side, you're doing a fairly similar thing, except if you start from this first chiseled quartz block, which is just left of the light gray, you'll count back by 1 and place 2 glass panes moving back, and then again go left with what should be 5 until you just run into the plant again, and bring it up a row. There we go. We can start to get the top kind of situated here. So if you start by taking the purple wool on either side, these rows of 4, specifically the top ones, you want to extend them back with 15 purple wool per block. Just like this. So you should end up with this. And that's pretty much the size of your lobby right there. The back wall will be just beyond that row of magenta or purple, or should be. Unless I miscalculated something terribly, but I don't think I did. You can start by connecting those purple wool rows together anyway. The way I would actually, Lord, stop at the front here is, or I guess in the middle rather, the front row of light gray concrete at this level of purple wool you will just stop at once you reach this point. So really you're just connecting from like this point and back, because that is where you stop needing the purple on that particular portion. But this shouldn't be particularly too difficult. It is just a large area after all. And then after this we'll actually get the outer walls at least marked, and then we might end the video there, because I think I'm near 40 minutes. I'm not sure. But I want to get everything laid out first. Do we clear our inventory or do we just work with it? I think we just work with it for now. I think the next part will also be the same thing where we're just going to kind of finish off getting all of the walls done. And then it'll allow us to start actually doing the decorating itself after that. Or we could even do the decorating in the middle here. I'm not really sure what I'm feeling. I might just do that first because I feel like that'll be nice to start with. If we have the walls up, that is, which I guess we should do that first regardless. So, at the left side specifically, you want to take out of these magenta diagonals, you want to take the one that I'm looking at actually. It's the third away from the red. So first would be the one next to it, second, third. From it, you will go back diagonally left with a red. Make sure it's there. Extend that red back by 2. Then back diagonally left by 1. Then extend it back by 2 again. And then get rid of your light gray concrete along with your glass panes. And get out cyan terracotta and black concrete. And so behind this red, you'll just place 2 cyan terracotta. 11 red concrete. And then you will end up going right with 8. You'll then place a black concrete there. And then I guess get rid of your chiseled quartz and get out purple concrete. Because right of that black, you will place 3 purple. Sorry, 4 purple. I clickbaited you. 2 cyan terracotta. 4 purple concrete. A black concrete. 6 red concrete. A black concrete. 4 purple concrete. 2 cyan terracotta. 4 purple concrete. A black concrete. 12 red concrete. And then you'll go forward with 10. Then forward diagonally left with a cyan terracotta. Forward 1, and then guess what? Get rid of your cobblestone and get out gray concrete. And go forward from that with 2 gray. Then forward diagonally left with a gray. Forward 1. Forward with a red. Forward diagonally left with a red, and then left with 2 cyan terracotta. And then you can bring these 2 magenta up if you want, so it's all the same height. The one thing I will say, the cyan terracotta that is not on the back wall, essentially the ones on the right, and I guess this front one and the left, you will extend in an additional row. So what this means is this one on the right will be brought left, this one on the front will be brought back, and then this one on the left will be brought right. You aren't touching these because these are actually floored. The other ones are not. But from this point, you can just bring, or you can just fill in your entire floor in with purple wool for the rest of the sides here. And then I guess we'll bring up the walls a row just so we have them up another row. Because that will help us with actually differentiating what the hell is happening here. Because I don't know what's happening either. I mean, I do know what's happening. I am building the thing. But I'm kind of just, like, I'm going off vibes. Purely vibes. Really nothing else is going on in my brain right now. Just like, yeah, maybe that'll look... Maybe this will be a good thing to do next. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the next part will be. Even though I'm recording it directly after I finish this one. Fun times. It's the way to live, I guess. Just not knowing. Anyway, you should end up with this. I would, as mentioned, just bring all of your walls up an additional row with whatever it is. Specifically the ones that are actually on this back section. Which would be like the magenta, the red, the cyan, and stuff. Now, as I mentioned, there are 2 exceptions to this part. It is the cyan terracotta between the purple concrete, and it is the gray concrete on the right side. You don't want to bring either of those up, because they're pathways or doorways or something along the lines of that. But everything else does want to be brought up, including some of the, or including the other cyan, I guess. So you should end up with this. Just to help us out for next episode, not that this particularly matters, you will take the 4 black concrete and just extend them forward an additional 1. And that'll, I think, be a good spot to leave it off. Yeah. We're almost there. I guess if you want, this is sort of optional. I would say you could fill in the middle here with cyan terracotta. The only thing I am going to say, actually, is you can just bring the cyan terracotta back like 2 rows here in the center. I'm not going to go any further just yet because, yeah, but also do remember to bring it on the left and right back a little bit and just kind of fill in those holes. But you just want to end between the quartz pillars. Any further back, you start getting stuff embedded in the floor, and I just don't want to worry about it quite yet. But anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 7 of your security breach lobby complete. Thank you guys for what you guys did enjoy this. We're moving pretty nicely along, I would say. Obviously, progress isn't great with 30 to 40 minute parts, but, you know, it's solid still for only being 7 parts in. I'd say we should be pretty happy with this. But anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.